by Standard Bank has shown that nearly half of South Africans who receive salaries have less than 1,000 rand or even negative balances by the time of next payday. The bank says this data could suggest that consumers are finding it difficult to align their incomes with their lifestyles or the other way around, and warn that such tendencies result in a lack of financial resilience in the event of emergencies and the like. Well, to discuss further, I'm joined by Kabelo Makeke. He's the head of personal and private banking at Standard Bank South Africa. Thank you very much, Kabelo, for joining us. So tell us a little bit about your study, the one that you conducted, how many people you surveyed and so on.
Good afternoon to you and to all the viewers. We surveyed about 402,000 individuals. What we found is that almost more than half of them are actually left with 1,000 rand at the end of the month, or even in negative balances. So that was quite a lot. And this was on popular salary days like mid-month, the 15th, the 25th, and month end.
Yeah.
So this is where the bulk of people are getting paid.
Yeah, quite worrying indeed. So this phenomenon of running out of money before the month ends, does it apply more to lower income consumers, or it's something that you're seeing right across the board?
Yeah, so we do see that lower income consumers have got a highest percentage of those that are affected. But even the higher income consumers are not exempt from this. We actually have about 1 in 10 of the higher income consumers are also affected by this. So what we'll term private banking is not exempt from this.
So we know that the higher cost of living is a real issue for many, but then there are some people who can afford the basics but still have a habit of living beyond their means. Did this come out in your study?
Yeah, I think what we've seen in the trend is that there's people who are living beyond their means, but the highest pressure came from as you mentioned, the high cost of living, the higher interest rates, which are starting to drop now. But also income growth has been quite slow compared to how the cost of living has been rising. But yeah, we do see that even though people are starting to adjust their lifestyle, but we still see quite a lot. But most of it is still going to what we'll call consumables.
Yes. So what are the pitfalls of constantly having to dip into one's overdraft and using a credit card for the basics when you've run out of cash? And what are some of the remedies that you'd advise to get out of that conduct?
Yeah, so I think in most instances, people, what I would advise people to do is try and have some savings, which is for emergencies, because you can't plan for emergencies. Overdrafts are the last thing I'll use. I'll only use them when I don't have any option, because there you actually get charged interest rate from the day you use the money. Credit cards, on the other hand, you've got 45 days to actually pay any interest. If you pay back before that 45 days, in most instances, it's actually interest-free. So depending on what kind of debt you're using, but I wouldn't go to the West, which is unsecured, which is more expensive. So try and have some emergency savings. Even if you start small, like 50 rands a month, it adds up over time.
Yes. What would your advice be to somebody who's earning, say, 20,000 rand, and obviously they're struggling, you know, but they get a new job and they're suddenly earning 30,000 rand? Should they change the way they live, you know, because now they're earning more money, or should they actually just save that additional money?
If you can, my advice.
Kabelo, we've lost you.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you now.
Yes. Okay, sorry about that. I'm saying even if you can save 10% of that, it will be helpful in the long run. So I think what we call lifestyle inflation is where people, as you get an increase, you tend to spend more. So I'll advise people not to actually spend more. Try and save as much as you can, because you're just avoiding that debt trap.
Indeed, indeed. Kabelo, thank you very much for your time and your insights there. That was Kabelo Makeke. He's the head of personal and private banking at Standard Bank South Africa.